KYU News with Valerie Jerotich.
Hello and welcome to Know Your University News. I'm your anchor Valerie Jerotich. In our headlines today, run to save the Mau. UK Thespians brings victory home. We are ready to serve, says the 5th Students Governing Council. University of Kabianga held its second edition of Run to Save the Mau cross-country races held on 31st March 2019. A subsequent seminar was held on 29th March in preparation and sensitization of these significant events. Goldin Ocheng with the details.
On Friday, the 29th of March 2019, University of Kabianga held a seminar with stakeholders to discuss on importance of safeguarding the environment. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Elijah Omwenga, alongside Professor Eric Koech, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration and Finance, attended the event, then later planted trees to signify their message. They highlighted the key aspect they were communicating in their short conversation with us.
So conservation of the environment and the ecosystem in itself has many facets. But for the event that we were holding today, we are looking at how we can sensitize the community and everybody else, including the students and those who participated, on environmental conservation. So as a university, we are carrying out a lot of awareness campaigns so that people are conscious about environmental conservation. The cross-country event that is coming up on 31st, which is Sunday, we have a brochure here. The brochure is quite colorful. It's got quite a number of information in there. And basically, we are trying to achieve 5 objectives. The first one is to create awareness on environmental conservation. The second objective is for our own good health. When you run, you're able to keep a good, healthy body. The third objective is about talent. Those who are going to participate might discover their own talent that they may want to further. And the fourth objective is on the issue of environmental conservation, because we are partnering with the people around and even the various sportsmen and women that have made it, so that when we bring them on board, we are actually ensuring that we have a friendly environment and reaching out to other communities for good coexistence. I want to ask everybody, whatever station you are in life, to remember that the future is in our hands. What we do now will have an impact in the future. Let us all together as a community, as government, as politicians, as students, as guests who come to our country, participate in every opportunity to conserve the environment, either actively or through any other means that we are engaged in.
First of all, you need to know that Mau Forest Complex is a very important ecosystem, not only for this country but globally, because it has 12 rivers that emanates from the conservancy, the complex, and these rivers feed into 5 lakes, of which 3 of them are within the boundaries of 3 countries. One of them is Lake Turkana, the other one is Lake Victoria and Lake Natron, which is between Tanzania and Kenya. And apart from that, all the air, the oxygen that we breathe, the food that we eat, the water that we drink, all this come from Mau. And Mau form a basis for agriculture, and it feeds quite a number of Kenyans and also other people from across the world. The University of Kabianga has been doing a lot of tree planting. We have been donating seedlings here, and we plant them within the county and even beyond, not only on the degraded areas, but also in the wetlands. And we shall do more. For example, we have also been planting within Southwest Mau, and in the coming rains in April, we are planned as a university also to do more planting. We have been partnering with ISLA, Carefree, and Keteba, and Unilever. They have been with us, and the issues we were discussing was about conserving Southwest Mau. So we have collaborated with quite a number of stakeholders, but the ones that we have been very, very close to is Kenya Forest Service, because I, for one, I'm the chairman of the Mau Forest Conservation Committee, and we normally do a lot of joint activities with the service.
There has been a lot of initiatives of planting trees within communities, but specifically in what was planted in the forest after the destruction. And there was no sign of those trees because thereafter they were destroyed by wild livestock which went grazing around the area. So the first steps we needed to take was to get the technical advice and expertise first on the special species that are specific to particular habitats, the stage of planting, all the technical aspects of planting, ensuring that the seasons are chosen correctly when there is sufficient rainfall, and that there was probably the most important one, which has given us a lot of success because we are having 80% and plus survival rate in what we have started planting, was to do what we call microfencing. In other words, during the first 3 years when the trees are growing, really there should be no cattle going there because they chew it up and then there will be no growth. We have, of course, sometimes the seasons can get dry, but you must be able to come back and replant in the next year. And so we encourage people not to just plant as ceremonies because there is evidence all over that those which were planted as ceremonies never survive. And but with proper expertise from the institutions who know how to grow forests, the KFS, the universities here, the trees should be able to survive. We have an initiative which we are running, which I told you is called ISLA. We have also formed a trust which will run this, the conservation work in the forest after the project is over. And one of the critical things that we did was to incorporate the community. The original studies involved asking communities specifically what they wanted to see done for the forest. And we have programs working with the community forest associations who are incorporated in various stakeholder committees. We're also working with the RUAs, the people who are water resource users. Throughout the place, we have done training programs for them, and they are involved firsthand. In fact, in any activity, even when it comes to planting or any riparian work that we are doing, the communities are directly involved. They provide the seedlings, and they also provide the labor. And so there's a transfer of knowledge to them through the program. Decision making at the board level, both the community forest associations and the RUAs are represented by a person they have themselves have elected to sit in our board. And virtually every single project we are doing. There are livelihood projects in livestock where we are training the farmers to retain the cattle at home and feed them at home rather than send them to the forest, through the proven knowledge that actually it's more productive to produce at home than to walk all those distances looking for grazing. And we put the community at the center of whatever we do.
As a school, we have a strategic plan which shows the way forward, where we are and where we are going. In terms of conservation, the school continue to strengthen the partnership with the stakeholders, especially those who are involved in conservation. And a case in point, today's activity conference, we invited stakeholders, partners, and potential partners who are involved in Mau or who can make an influence in Mau conservation. But we have other partnerships, MOUs that we have signed with the various institutions, both internationally and locally, that to strengthen the capacity of the school in terms of research, in terms of training, and also in terms of extension. We, as a strategy also, we have to raise funds for research, because research is a very expensive venture, and we fundraise through proposal writing and collaborative proposal writing. For example, we recently won a grant with the Lancaster University of UK, and we are going to work around Mau in the Nyando Basin to rehabilitate degraded rangelands. We have acquired also a grant for research from a National Research Fund, NRF, where we're looking at carbon stock in various ecosystems in Kenya, Mau included. And we also have other proposals with the Kenya Forest Research Institute that are waiting for grants in, again, NRF. We also write proposals within the university to access the funding that the University Council has put aside for university to progress in innovation and creation of new knowledge. So that is in terms of fundraising. We also, quality education. To improve our quality education, we have strategies and we implement the curriculum review with the stakeholders' inputs. We also develop new programs that are responding to the current demands of the society in terms of conservation. And for your information, we have a training in forestry, which is a field that is dealing with the forest resources. We have agroforestry, which deals with now the sustainable agriculture based on a tree growing on farms, but at the same time increase wealth to the people through tree planting on farms without compromising the agricultural production. That's what is agroforestry. We also train environmental studies, environmental planning and management as an option, and then environmental conservation. So all those programs are all having a common goal to conserve nature, environment, and that is what we train in. So we develop from time to time new programs so that we can respond to emerging issues. Like now we know we have issue of climate change. We have issues now related to droughts that are coming, and they also disaster. And we have issues of forestry, which is being degraded and being also exploited by people without regard to their sustainability. So all those issues we keep on reviewing so that we respond to the needs of the society. We also develop short courses to target those professionals on the ground who can come and get refresher courses, or those who want to progress in environmental ventures like growing trees for business, and yet they have not had that in class. We have short courses for the community, from the schools, and also for the public at large. So those are some of our strategies, but we also have, now for the young ones, how do we mentor? We normally, as I said, we have students who do research. So we normally involve students in our research, and the funding we get for research, we always attach students on the same projects. In our curriculum, we have put there, in the 4th year, each student must do research and then write a research report and present the findings in workshops. We have programs also at master's level. Master's level is meant to train the leaders in research. And we have masters in forestry, masters in agroforestry, and masters in environmental studies. We are soon starting a PhD in agroforestry. So all that is to empower the young people to be able to conserve the environment and also to manage well the natural resources that we have.
On Sunday, there was a cross-country race titled Run to Save the Mau, which caught the interest of not only the athlete, but also other corporate organizations, including Equity Bank, Nation Media Group, among others. The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Wilson Kipngeno, attended the event and shared his views on the importance of the event and conserving the environment.
I think, first of all, I would like to say that the function we held today is actually, apart from being a marathon race for us to take care of our health and other issues, the most important aspect of it is actually saving our environment, more so the Mau water towers. And as far as the Mau water tower is concerned, it is one of the biggest water tower in this country. serving not only this region in the South Rift and the Mau area, but even all the way to the Nyanza region. And one of the difficult issues we have faced as a people is that we have wantonly destroyed the environment. We have people who are encroaching on the environment, who are going into the forest and cutting trees, and that is really becoming a problem. We can see now that without that destruction, which we have done ourselves as Kenyans, we can see the pattern in the rainfall pattern in this region. Earlier on, around this time of April, March, there will be a lot of rain here. But because of destroying our environment, we find that now the environment is affecting us. So the key thing which we as Kenyans need to do is really to appreciate that nature is there for us. It is life to us. If we can maintain the environment, then we'll have good life, not only in terms of resources like the water, the wood, the timber which we get from there, which should be planned. If we are going to harvest the Mau forest, it should be in our planned system. But I think what we have done is to encroach on it by cutting the trees down. We are also aware that some people have actually annexed part of that region and made it into farmlands. And as they are making it into a farmland, they have destroyed the forest. And that is affecting us. I am told for the first time in Kericho County, Kericho Town, for the last 3 months or so, has not had water. And that is due to the destruction of the environment, which is just next to us. As a university, our key mandate, of course, we have 3 mandates, which is teaching, research, and extension. And as our academicians do the research on Mau, they are coming up with policies on how to conserve Mau. And the strategies we have as a university is that our School of Natural Resources is working very closely with the people who are concerned with the environment to make sure that the environment is conserved. And plans are underway for us to acquire just a piece of land in South Mau, so that we can actually also have an impact in terms of preservation of the environment.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Student Affairs, who was the chair of the organizing committee, insisted on his message of conserving the ecosystem and urged more sponsors to be part of this noble cause.
We must ensure that people appreciate the environment and their role as participants in the universe in this particular planet, so that everybody has a role to play, including those who may not have the knowledge, classroom knowledge, but they must be schooled, they must be made aware the reasons to conserve the environment. So continuous awareness efforts must persist. Secondly, we must continue with the efforts that we are putting in now, because some of these efforts that we are engaged in are the ones that will bring the results of awareness. So everybody who is approached to participate in this kind of an endeavor should come on board and participate and help. Thirdly, I'm asking that all of us collectively, we participate in policy enforcement. If there are policy guidelines which help us to understand and appreciate how to conserve the ecosystem, then those policy guidelines which have been done by the government, by the experts, should be enforced, including any laws that exist. Those who are responsible for destroying the environment should be asked to deal with the restoration. Whether they are multinationals, individuals, or whoever it is, whatever institution, whatever status, they should be asked to restore the environment.
It is not just running to save the Mau that was the interest of this event, but also sensitizing and reminding the community on the importance of safeguarding the environment. A question is asked to you as to what you are doing to ensure that the environment you live in is safe for today and for the future. Goldin Ochieng, Know Your University News.
University of Kabianga Drama Club represented the varsity in the Kenya University Performing Arts competitions that happened in Masai Mara University and qualified with 5 items to the nationals held at Pwani University on 20th March 2019. Grace Ohome participated in the event and narrates the event.
They say that the roots of success are bitter, but the fruits are sweet. The journey of the University of Kabianga Thespians began with great expectations, which never died until they reached the peak of their dream. The constant training they had and passion they employed drove them to victory, having all their 5 items proceeding from the regional level at Masai Mara University and to nationals held at Pwani University. 2 of their items were performed at the gala, which indicates that indeed UK is the center of innovation and excellence. The cultural dance emerged the winners in this year's Kenya University's Performing Arts competition. They brought the trophy home and were celebrated with a handover ceremony as they presented the trophy and certificates to the Dean of Students, who congratulated the team.
I want to thank you for your discipline, because when you are disciplined, everything else comes into place. And there was a time we did a certain study and we found out that students who participate in these extra co-curricular activities, they tend to do better even in academics. Thank you so much. Thank you for your resilience, and may God bless you and do your best next time.
Grace Ohome, Know Your University News.
The 5th Students Governing Council have a strategy on how they will lead the UK comrades to the promised land. Alex Okai Ojamong, the 5th Students Governing Council chairperson, explains to our reporter Doreen Mashaka on how they have organized their team.
In relation to the Constitution, you once filed a petition on the amendment of this Constitution. What have you put in place to ensure, now that you are holding a position that can enable you to push forward this amendment process?
Now, back, you take my memories back. I filed a petition almost a year ago. And in the petition, we were addressing one pronounced issue. We were pushing for the promulgation of the YOKSO Constitution. Now, on promulgation, matters promulgation, we wanted to establish if the Constitution that accumulates or accommodates the Parliament Bill, Duale Parliament Act 2016, was fully functional, or was our Constitution fully functional by then. That was the purpose of promulgation. And we established beyond a doubt that our Constitution was fully functional, it was promulgated, and it followed all channels to be applied. Therefore, we established that our Constitution was functional. Now, what else am I doing, or am I pushing in regards to the document? After the promulgation, there is a bill I took to the Congress because I served in the lower house before I became chair. And in the document, I was addressing the amendments or the changes that I intend, or I wish, or as a house we wished to be changed in the document, or we wish to be included or subtracted. To be very practical, in the YOKSO Constitution, Article 17. Article 17 provides for the formation of executive committees. I mean, it is executive members which form committees, and they form these committees by drawing members from the lower house, the Congress. And we were thinking it is not prudent for a member of the executive to form an executive committee out of his own will, in that you are able to choose members from the lower house who feel you can work with them. But we were thinking if Article 7 will be scrapped off and provided in the under article that the Congress itself should be able to form its committees, not by any influence of any executive member. That is one of the amendments we were proposing. Also proposing some other change in the Congress. That is Article 10. That the Congress should not be limited to sittings, because the Constitution limits the Congress to 3 sittings only per semester. Therefore, I thought it wise that these 3 sittings should be scrapped off and let the Congress meet as frequent as it can, so that it can accommodate and handle many issues affecting students. Overall, the Constitution has many loopholes. It has articles that some are void. For example, if you read Article 28 below, it refers you to Article 27 subsections. subsection 3, section A, in the nominative position of the editor-in-chief. But when you go there, it is null and void. It is in existence. Therefore, the Constitution has so many issues. Therefore, as the chair, in conjunction with the Secretary General and other relevant parties, for example, the legal office of the school, we shall draw a framework on how to handle this legal document, include the parts that are missing, and subtract the irrelevant parts, and include students, even if it will take a referendum or approval by the Senate. That procedure, because the procedure of a referendum is that it has to come from the lower house, approved by the executive, approved by the Senate, then a referendum therefore by students. Therefore, we are ready to follow all that in including what we need and removing what we don't need.
Lastly, as we finish this interaction, how are you going to create the link between the students and the administration, the University of Kabianga, and other corporate bodies?
That is an intuitive question. Thank you, madam. Because it broadens our way of approach of things. It is of common knowledge that really we have not done anything big concerning creating links or looking for donations or connecting to other big institutions or bodies. Now, back to your question, down roots. How do we intend to make a link between students and, for example, the administration? To be short and precise, students talking to the administration. Number one, the executive or the Congress, the Student Governing Council, is the first bridge between the students and the administration. Anything from the student body is supposed to come through to the students' body, through to the Students Governing Council, through the Congress, to the executive, and each executive member will channel the grievance to the administration. Number two, there can be a direct link. Students are allowed to visit any of our offices. If you want to see the Vice Chancellor of the University of Kabianga today, you can. You know where the office is. You can walk in his office and talk to him. Any other office. Though we encourage protocol observance, that you should check on us, check the Dean of Students, then we refer to the relevant body. We also have suggestion boxes. If there is an issue that you feel you cannot face someone face to face and address it as a student, you can write it on a piece of paper, put it into a suggestion box, then we shall check what is there. And above all, as the Student Governing Council and the fifth chair or president, I think it wise to provide platforms of interactions between the administration and the students. For example, we have right now in our school, we have two media houses or presses. We have KYU, we have the one for SISKIM. We organize events where we can meet these top management staff. For example, the Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellors, the various officers. We can meet with them in a platform of discussion, maybe on a weekend. Then students have the opportunity to interact with these people one-on-one to air their issues. Therefore, that will bring a very good closure between the students and the management through the council. Now, linking our institution to other bodies or other corporate institutions. These bodies or non-governmental institutions are stuff like Safaricom, Coca-Cola, Unilever. And to start with, we have an appointment with the MD, the Managing Director of Unilever Company, Kericho Chata. And we intend to present to him what we need as an institution or a student's body and see where possibly they can help us, because Unilever is a very large organization, both locally and internationally. We also have appointments with other leaders around. For example, I've met the area MC already a few days ago, Mr. Honorable Eric Arab Korir, and we discussed so many things pertaining the student body, and he was very, very willing to help. We also intend to meet the governor of the county where the university is. We intend to meet other leaders, the deputy president. If we'll meet the president, it is well and good, but so far we are trying to reach the deputy president.
And on the life of a comrade, we feature a renowned student who is thriving in the art of photography as he explains his journey and experience in this field. Otieno Mary Latieno takes us through.
The art of photography started way back. It's an ever-growing business and now a profession which widely has brought an income to many youths, being a source of income. Kevin Palmer, a student in UOK, is an artist in this field and has time and again stood out in his career.
How do you find the photography industry right now?
Right now, as I say, my industry, it's very competitive. Ukicompare kuna watu wengi sana wanafanya photography. So kila siku hata hapa within our school, na new day unapata msichana jaribu kupiga picha. So iko stiff sana hiyo market ya na industry.
It's very stiff.
Yeah.
So, and what do you do to keep up with the competition now that it is there? We know it's there. How do you keep up with the competition?
Chenye nafanyanga ni something simple sana. Every time you do a shoot, una deliver kitu mzuri, unaona? Alafu hiyo relation yako unakuwa very professional to your work. Kama ni kitu kingine apart from your business, inakuja baadaye.
Can you compare photography now and before?
It's so much advanced, unaona? So kila mtu anajaribu, apart from kupiga picha, there is post production, unaona? So unapata kila mtu akona different type of edits, unaona? After ukipiga picha unaenda una produce, like tuseme pale kwa Photoshop ama Lightroom, unaona? So unaweza maybe tuseme kama mimi kama tuko na photographer mmoja hapa, we can take same image but the results itakuwa different with post production. So si kama before ilikuwa tu unapiga picha, unaenda pale dark room, unaiosha then you deliver, unaona?
What would be your advice to photographers, especially the coming ones in the industry? What they should expect?
So vile ningesema, kuna wale washa establish already, wenye wame establish already. So kuna kitu inaitwa collaboration. Ni kama tu artist wengine wa ngoma. Unapata msee alihit juu alicollaborate na mwingine, unaona? So wenye wako kwa industry mazetu sikuwa choyo. Collaborate. Unaona? Msee ako na project, mwambie niko na project ya vintage, akuita on location usikatae, kuja share ideas, nini. After all si watu tuta benefit, unaona? Wengine wale wa kuedit mazee, kuna ile edit yako, ukiambia msee ukimwosha vile unazitaji picha zako, hakuna kitu itakukost, unaona? Utakuwa umesaidia msee, utakuwa pia umegrow, unaona? Kwa wale na incoming mazee, photography ni kitu inahitaji patience, unaona? So ni kama tu unaanza kucrawl, unatembea then unafly, unaona? So si lazima utaingia upate kila kitu at once, unaona? First utaanza ujue unataka type gani ya camera, unaona? Hiyo ni conflict ya kwanza. So you will buy, kuna variety mingi. Utakuwa unaanza nataka hii ama nataka hii.
He is one of them who took a positive side of this art to make a living. It is a challenge to many of us youth to up our game and improve in whatever we are doing to be a source of our livelihood. Otieno Mary Latieno, KYU News, Life of a Comrade.
As the semester comes to an end, our rugby team is one not left behind. They plan to finish on a high note. They will be attending a tournament in Bomet County, competing with a number of teams from different universities in the region. The captain briefs us on how the prowess and readiness to battle for the title.
All we do is the consistent training, checking on the skills on the boys, Some of us, we play in clubs out there, the big clubs. Personally, I play at Nakuru. I'm a member of Nakuru FC, so we're trying to bring the skills from the bigger leagues, trying to pass them down here. Basically, that's what we do. And with the absence of the coach, we check skills from YouTube, just trying to bring the best of the boys here. Rugby is not just a sport, rugby is a culture. Rugby is a way of life. Rugby is a way of living. As boys, we are brothers. With teammates, we are brothers, Most of the time, we are together. We do a lot of bonding. Your friends, your brothers, you stay. Most of the time, you find us as a clique, we stay together and we do gym sessions together, training together. When you're out of class, we're out there bonding, So it's our thing, We're lacking finances is our major issue, The support, we don't have the well-wishers, we don't have enough equipment out there, and for us to perfect our skills, to perfect the game as a whole, we need a lot of money, we need a lot of funding to buy the equipment, honoring our games outside. That has been that has been our major challenge out here. Our main thing is just to go out there and do our best, We've been training, and I believe the boys are in good form. A lot of gym sessions, skill-wise out there in the pitch, I believe the boys are ready, and they're going to bring out the best. Considering the fact that we don't have our experienced players are not in, but I believe the juniors are in for the task. They are well prepared and they are jumpy. They're all out. I believe they're going to bring out the victory. Next season is going to be big. We are not going to do things out of the ordinary. I just want to tell the fans to be braced for a good season, for an amazing season that's going to come, and we're going to raise the stakes.
It is one of the teams in the varsity that have their preparation underway for the next semester's inter-university competition. The other teams, including the soccer and basketball, are sharpening their skills for their various competitions. Reporting for Noi University News, my name is Joachim Soka.
We appreciate you for having time to watch our news. For more news updates, you can follow us on all our social media platforms under the KYU News. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share on our YouTube channel under the UOK KYU TV. Until next time, I've been your anchor Valerie Jerotich.